Beauty of aging. So it seems that we take on the challenge of aging in a way of trying to continually pursue youth in a way of physical manifestation, if you want to call it something, or physical activities or movements or younger joys that we have. And as we get older, there is a beauty to it. The idea is that you gain wisdom, you gain time, you gain experience, you gain the understanding of living life. In this way, you bring with you a way of living that the younger generation is not accustomed to. Generally, we take this as, or I've heard it's taken as a kind of the young people are losing themselves. They don't understand what's really important. They're not focusing on the things that make a difference. They're missing the point of it all. And this is part of the wisdom of what you have. You've gained this through living life, through seeing things in a different way, in a different era. This is part of the power you hold within yourself to correct the changes of modern day living, in a sense. And it is, or it was said or outlined by a philosopher that you can't be a steward of life till you live life. You don't know things truly until you've lived a life that has proven these things to you. And therefore, you have the strength in your character then teach people about these challenges, these understandings, the conclusion of a way of following a certain path of living life. And generally, they all start to correct or merge if one is not trying to pursue something that they don't have or be caught up in the modern society, even in an older age. You can break away from that. The idea is that you now have the time to reflect on all things and to correct so many stuff about how you lived, what things you'd like to change, what changes you'd like to see in your family, what leadership is needed for your loved ones, what can you offer them. It is your time to now be a leader, a grandfather, a grandmother, the greater being of an expression of life, essentially. And this is now the task that's set to you. In this way, you'll find a lot more solutions to your own health. You should be able to get out of your way, in a sense, to see the ways that you might have not listened to your body or have been caught up in your head when you should have been focused on your body. Now's the time to restore and complete yourself, not in the way of just reacting to not have things that you have not done, in a sense, like you haven't seen the world, therefore you need to see the world. That is great, but after you see so many places, isn't it time now to impart some wisdom that you've learned to some other people? This is the way you kind of pass on the baton to somebody else. This, I view, is very lacking and very, very crucial and very important. And in the same way, the younger people, it's funny, life has a way of kind of correcting itself at a certain point. We have to think of the younger people, why are they so annoying, why are they why are they so kind of offensive to the way that we view things, being an older and wiser person, is partly they are showing us a reflection of ourselves, things that we have not done, things that we have not confronted, things that we have not embraced for ourselves, which was kind of embodied by our generation. Each generation kind of has a blind spot of things that they can't see because everybody in that generation perpetuated the same social constructs, the same way of living. And the younger generation is a reflection of, hey, well, previous generations were generations of let's get it done by any means necessary. Younger generations are, we're not going to do anything we don't want to do because it's not fun, it's not that great, reflecting to us that we need to do things that are fun and not just do them because they need to get done. They're taking times for themselves to explore the world without even experiencing life yet. That's our reflection, to explore the world and enjoy things. However, we still have to impart to them the functionality of doing it the hard way, of taking on the more challenging tasks, because this is what builds a character. This is what makes life more worthwhile. This is what attracts a partner that's going to complete you in a way that they want to stay with you. This is what it takes to have strong bonds and relationships that last millennia or long times, even families and generations. This is how bonds are formed, as opposed to living for the right now, right here, and only for that. There is a complete balance from generation to generation. And if we embrace each other, if we don't just kind of push off what we need to learn each other because it doesn't seem to mesh with how we view ourselves or view society, then we're able to come about a greater unison, a greater flow of kind of everything, of everyone, of communication, of progression in a way that we're not just building something to destroy it, to build it, to destroy it, and we can progress as kind of a humanity thing. So this is a thing that I think we have to start to come to terms with in our way of thinking.